You are now watching the Ball and Beats podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ball and Beats podcast, episode 125.
Jeez, man, we've been doing this a while. We are unks.
We are unks.
Game.
We are the Oscar Robertsons of the world.
Remember that little podcasting studio, me, you, and Alan, talking about how the Browns and the Lions are just garbage trash franchises and from ownership down? Oh, I remember those days.
Little steam room, I'd call it more so,
It was hot in there.
Hot in there, but it's even hotter in here because
Yeah,
we're here and you can see us,
All of the lights.
Anthony, you're back for a second week, sir.
What's up, Antony?
Glad to be back.
Hey, Logan, I noticed there's a open chair next to you.
Yeah, there is, and folks, we're supposed to have another member on this panel. He's a regular. You've recognized him specifically in college football, but you love his lack of knowledge of the National Football League. That's Asa Crittobal. Well, from what I've heard through the grapevine, shout out, the late, great Marvin Gaye, he's designing a cornfield right now, or designing a corn maze out in Iowa currently. He's back at home at his roots, but he's lost. He has no GPS signal right now.
Isn't all the corn harvested and they're, it's not even farming season, but hey, I don't put it past Iowans. It's probably corn season 365 days out of the year.
All they do is just
eat, sleep, and drink corn.
Eat, sleep, and drink corn.
Corn out of a jar, moonshine.
Asa, if you can hear us, you should bring us a whole container of corn when you walk in here in the studio.
In a jar.
In a jar.
And moonshine.
And moonshine. Before we get into this episode, though, you guys should go follow us on Instagram. Follow the TikTok as well. Listen to this episode on Spotify, but you're already watching on YouTube. But you can still watch on Spotify anyway. You can also listen to us on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and more.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcast. Well, gentlemen, since Corn Boy is not here, let's start off with our NFL talk and get it out the way, right? And how about AFC?
No,
Say it again.
Oh, no, Buffalo. Shout.
Buffalo. Oh, no.
I told Logan this off air. I said, I know being a Lions fan's tough. Being a Browns fan is tough. We've had some rough years. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have my team be gutter trash than do what the Bills have done to their fan base for the past 6 years. That is one of the worst ways.
Yeah.
They are in sports hell. Sports hell. I'm going to be honest. I thought Buffalo was going to win. I for some reason, the Chiefs weren't all that. They barely beat the Texans last week. I didn't think the Texans, they were headed off year. And Buffalo just looked like the better team right now. They looked like they were playing better. And while their defense wasn't all that great, Josh Allen was playing at an MVP level. They beat Baltimore the week prior in the divisional round, and they looked really good. And Buffalo did what they do best. They choke, and they lost. They had multiple opportunities to win that game, and we can get into the officiating part, which, it's there. It's Kansas City. I don't know what else more you expect. There's a few calls that went away that I don't think a lot of people agreed with, but the Bills had a chance to not only tie the game but win the game. They had the ball with like 3.5 minutes left, down 3, and Josh Allen and the Bills' offense just couldn't get it past midfield. This team, just time and time again, they lose in the divisional round, in the AFC title game. They win in the wild card round every year. They'll get you to the second round, but I don't know what it is about Josh Allen, man. But, that's a tough pill to swallow for Bills fans, because I think they thought this was the year too. This was... Even on a year where the Chiefs went 15-2 and my team went 15-2 and we were frauds in the playoffs, I thought Kansas City was kind of fraudulent, to be honest with you. Patrick Mahomes proved me and the NFL world wrong, that the Kansas City Chiefs reign supreme, that Taylor Swift will go to the Super Bowl every single year for the foreseeable future as long as she's with Travis Kelce. And there's nothing we can do about it. All hail Kansas City. All hail the Chiefs. All hail the Chiefs. We just bow down at this point. There's, all 31 other teams shouldn't even play. He shouldn't even play. Every start of the year, the game will be in Kansas City because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and just give them the Super Bowl ring for this year as well. There's no need to play the games. There's no need to have the playoffs. It's Kansas City Invitational, and nobody ever wins. You can't beat the referees in Kansas City. There was a few calls that obviously went Kansas City's way, as they always do, and you can get all mad and stuff about it, and I didn't agree with them. I thought that fourth down call, I thought Josh Allen got it, to be honest with you, but it was kind of a rough spot. Although you had one guy saying it was a first down, and you had another guy saying it was not a first down, although the guy that said it was not a first down didn't see the play and was on the Chiefs sideline. The guy who was on the other side of the field saw the play because it wasn't obstructed. But they went to Roger Goodell. Roger said, we want Taylor in New Orleans. Give the Chiefs the ball, and that's exactly what happened. All hail Kansas City. All hail Mahomes. I got a hot take for later on the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, but that'll be for later on in the season.
Stop hitting the desk, boy.
Fired up.
Stop hitting the desk. Move your hand down there. Anthony, let's pivot to the NFC Championship. Philadelphia, Washington. Absolute blowout by Philadelphia. Washington gave a little fight, but in the end, Philadelphia, they've just looked like the best team, arguably, in the NFL this season.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I will speak on the Lions. I don't think, even if we made it past the Commanders there, I don't think we were going to beat the Eagles. So, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. But, yeah, I think the Eagles, moving on, a lot of that, really, Saquon Barkley.
He is an absolute monster.
He's that guy.
He has always been that guy. He's just been banged up in New York, and New York also happens to be bottom of the barrel in the National Football League. Saquon Barkley is a generational running back. I thought coming out he was the most talented running back we had seen since Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
really, in college football.
Like I respect his humility too, in a way too. He had that it's the first play of the game and scores a touchdown, and then you see him. Everybody's getting hyped, the crowd's going crazy, and then he just said, settle down.
Yep.
There's still, job's not finished. Shout out Kobe Bryant.
Shout out Kobe Bryant, rest in peace.
No, I think if anybody has a chance to take down the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's the Eagles this year.
This Eagles team, and of course, they played them 2 years ago, and it was a close game, and there were some questionable calls towards the end of the game that kind of swayed it in Kansas City's direction as well.
That's kind of crazy.
But this Philadelphia team seems to me like a team of destiny. The issue is you're going up a team for the first time we could see a three-peat. We haven't seen that in the Super Bowl era.
You're basically going up against Satan.
You're going up against Satan. Teams that sell their souls, But really, though, this Philadelphia team, with all the talent they have on that defensive line, it's absolutely monstrous. Jalen Carter, Jalen Carter. And then
Jordan
you have,
Davis.
Yes, Jordan Davis. That's exactly what I was thinking of. And then their secondary. Young.
Shout out
still
Quinyon, man. He's balling. He's balling this year.
Shout out Quinyon Mitchell. Shout out Dallas Gant, who's on their practice squad. Shout out Kareem Hunt on Kansas City as well again. So we got 3 Rockets here in the Super Bowl, which is nice to see. But this Philadelphia team, this is, fun fact, the first time in, I think, the last 19 quarterbacks that have made the Super Bowl for their first appearance and lost it, got back. Jalen Hurts is the first one since Jim Kelly.
Oof. Yeah, and we all know how that ended. He made it back 2 more times.
3 more times.
Well, he made it back the once, then the twice, and then he made it back the other 2 times. Because he lost the year prior, then he had the year, the 91, then 92 and 93.
Yeah.
Losing 4 straight Super
That's what
Bowls.
I said. No, so
Well,
that's what I said. Spencer just needs to rant, guys. You know how it is. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
It's all right.
You didn't. You said a quarterback to return to the Super Bowl after losing. That means 2 years.
Well, yeah.
And then I said 2 more, which would be 4.
Okay. Yeah. This guy.
Okay.
But yes. Shout out Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts in some ways gets a bad rap, but I just heard the gulp. Did you hear that? I know that Mike picked that up. It's like,
hey, man.
Maybe he is. Do you think Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback, Spencer, with that reaction?
No, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think and here's the thing. The Eagles have the best roster in football. I don't think it's particularly close. And the thing is, they have such a young defense. Jalen Carter is turning into one of the best D tackles in the league. He might already be up there with Chris Jones. And, Jordan Davis is out there. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean have had fantastic rookie years. And Zach Bond is the unsung hero of this Eagles defense coming from New Orleans. And he's been an all-pro level. He's signed a 1-year deal. Zach Bond was nothing in New Orleans. And he's turned out to be a superstar in Philly. I mean, Vic Fangio has done amazing things for this defense. And the Eagles, they got their coordinators and Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio and turned out to be a super team. And this Eagles offense, adding Saquon Barkley, it's been generational. I think Saquon's the MVP. If I could choose, I wouldn't choose Allen or I wouldn't choose Lamar. I'd choose the player that's the most valuable to their team. And while Josh Allen is pretty valuable, Saquon Barkley's incredible right now. He's playing absolutely incredible for a running back.
Yeah, let's preview this matchup, though, a little bit. What's one area of the game we want to pay attention to the most with this matchup of Chiefs-Eagles?
It's got to be the trenches. It's got to be the Chiefs' offensive line against the Eagles' defensive line, and vice versa, because both these teams have very good offensive and defensive lines. Football games are won in the trenches, and whoever's defensive line or offensive line plays better, I think, wins this game. This is I don't know who wins this game. Like, I made all the jokes about Kansas City and all this stuff. This is a really good matchup. People can say they're not going to watch the Super Bowl. That's BS. They're going to watch the Super Bowl. It's going to be a fantastic game. It's just two teams that not a lot of people – well, nobody wants to see win except fans of their cities. But this is going to be a fantastic game, and I think these are the two best teams in football. So it only makes sense. But I think the battle in the trenches, both of the lines.
Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think I don't think it's going to be – I think in the past – the last time they played, it was pretty like offensive, I would say. So yeah, I think this time it's gonna be maybe a little bit more defensive.
I think we're gonna expect a lower scoring game.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's lower. It's lower scoring.
There's better
sure.
defenses.
Yeah,
100% better defense. Probably two of the best in the league. Eagles easily best in the league right now.
Yes.
But I don't know. Two fan bases one fan base in particular that's very out there. Rest in peace as well to the fan from Philadelphia as well, 18-year-old kid, college kid. Rest in peace to him. But Philadelphia fans may be the craziest fans we've ever seen in sports. Mm-hmm. They are. I saw a video literally on social media the other day where a Philadelphia fan pulled up to this Philly guy, told him, "Hey, I'm gonna go drive by this Jets dude and hit him with a puddle." Jets guy, a Jets fan, not even like a Cowboys fan, not a Giants fan. Not a Commanders fan, a Jets fan. Like, does it really matter that much, man? I don't know. Eagles fans are nuts. All of them. That whole city of Philadelphia, I don't know why it's called the city of brotherly love, because is it really brotherly love?
I saw a video of a Commanders fan leaving the stadium after the game, and Eagles fans were like heckling them, which, it comes with it. But then they took the dude's hat and ran away with it, like a Commander's hat. Yeah, Eagles fans are scumbags.
Little kids. That's like what.
And it's like there's nobody to root for in this game.
I think that's the only reason where I can't root for the Eagles.
Kansas City, who, I mean, you win 3 straight Super Bowls, what are you going to do? All hail the Chiefs. But if Philadelphia wins, they're going to burn the whole city down. They're going to burn the whole city down, and they're just going to, they're not going to be very nice people for the next 7 months until the season starts again. Yep. So it's a lose-lose.
It is a lose-lose, and really I feel like for both teams, I don't know. I just think that Kansas City, I don't know, there's just something that's just pulling me just saying it. They're going to three-peat it, They're just
That's what Taylor wants.
That is what Taylor wants.
That's what Taylor Swift wants, and what's going to happen is after the game, the Kansas City Chiefs, after they win their ring.
Whoa. He's here. He is here. Look at you.
Back from the
Chiefs suck.
Yes, they do.
Chiefs suck. And,
how was
Taylor
your
Swift sucks.
I held on to a stat just for you, by the way.
Okay, I'm ready for
I'm
it.
Mr. Stats guy.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna ask, how was building the corn maze?
Oh my gosh, man, it took forever.
And
it's hard to do in January.
Yeah.
That's what I
How
said.
did you? I don't know.
What I said. Isn't it all
bro,
harvested by now?
because the listeners out there, we were telling them how you were building this corn maze back at home in Iowa, and you lost your GPS signal on the way here. So
yeah, I mean, precision agriculture
pretty
at its
fast
finest.
drive.
But
that was a really fast speed.
we were hauling, so it's all good. We got it done, and
eastbound.
lost, and I'm found.
No,
hey,
that's right.
Praise God.
Absolutely. As you know, we're going to wrap up a little bit of this NFL talk. We'll preview more next week and really get our picks in as well. Shout out Cameron, by the way. But, one more thing I got to say. Halftime show, Kendrick Lamar. Sounds like SZA's going to be as well on that. How do we feel about it? How do we feel about Kendrick Lamar?
I think it'll be good. I'm really excited. I hope Drake's there because I think it'd be really funny for to him to play Not Like Us and have Drake be there. But real quickly before we move on, I got a stat for you how bad I feel for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Quarterbacks who have 2 touchdowns and 0 turnovers in a playoff game are 145-19 in NFL history. 2 passing touchdowns, and then zero turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions. Josh Allen is 0-3. He is 0-3. This man is just the epitome of bad luck, and I feel for our friends over in Lake Erie, the other side of Lake Erie. Being a Bills fan, being a Buffalo sports fan is terrible because the Sabres are the worst team in the NHL. I'm sorry, Buffalo. I don't know what else to say.
You want to sing the song for him one more time before we transition out and get a sip of this Buffalo? Sip of this.
That was
beer.
Oregon's
no,
song.
Buffalo.
Isn't that Oregon's?
Huh? Oregon does it too. It's a shout song, but Buffalo has their own version of it. And Oregon lost too in the postseason. So
Yeah, we
hey,
know,
don't
okay.
play the shout song, and maybe
We
you'll
know.
actually win a postseason thing.
Just a reminder, you can get all your B&B water at your nearest tap.
Open up those taps. In LA.
Open up those
The
taps.
biggest spout. The biggest spigot.
The biggest spout.
Exactly. Open up the tab. B&B water.
$100 per bottle.
$100 per bottle, specifically if our
But it
fingerprints
is
have been on
the
it.
greatest water you've ever drank in your life.
Nourishing, refreshing. And it's time to pivot to the association in the NBA. Trade deadline's coming up next week. Next Thursday. Right around the time we start recording next week. And, of course, there's been one dude who's been really highlighting all of it. And, of course,
Who would that be?
that would be, of course,
Playoff Jimmy?
Playoff Jimmy. Well, it's regular season Jimmy, so it really doesn't matter. But, it's time. It's time. It's over. It's over. Miami has found their lineup. They have found their lineup. Moving Bam to the 4 and having Khalil Ware at the 5. That is the move for the future. And Tyler Hero is your star player. It is. He is. They do
What do
need
you think
more pieces.
you're going to get for Jimmy?
See, that's the thing.
Like, for me, Jimmy Butler would make sense going. I could see Cleveland as an option. Cleveland needs a 3. They don't. I mean,
They need a 4.
They need a
particular.
no. Evan Mobley's their 4.
Oh, he
Jared
is
Allen
first.
is their 5.
Oh, yeah.
For me,
A real
Cleveland would
4.
make. Memphis would also make sense for Jimmy Butler.
Homie's just trying to tell the teams that Jimmy's just saying, no, I'm not going to play for.
Well, who's he going to play for then?
Apparently, the rumored list is Phoenix, Golden State, Dallas, Houston.
4 garbage teams. All right. No, Houston's all right.
Houston's on the come up, man.
Houston's
they're
on the
second in the
come up.
West right now.
They're a little bit. I think they're a little bit fraudulent, but
A little bit fraudulent. Maybe they're a
You
year.
don't like Amen Thompson doesn't move you.
no.
like-
Alperen
The
Sengun
Pistons,
doesn't
Pistons
move
have
you?
his brother, and his brother is nothing like his other brother. Brother on brother crime.
Jayshawn Tate, former Buckeye, doesn't move you?
Shout out Jay Sean Tate. He's still there.
Yeah, he is.
Jeez.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the 4 rumored teams for Jimmy Butler, and everyone feels like it's Phoenix.
State.
Phoenix seems to be the
Golden
one
State
team
needs
that's
For Bradley.
Golden State needs to hang it up.
For Beal or no?
for Beal. Well, the thing is, they would also need to include probably a little more because the whole contract situation between Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal, they're very tight. And Phoenix doesn't have a lot of cap. Miami doesn't necessarily have a lot of cap, but it would make sense.
Yeah.
Another name to look out for besides Jimmy Butler to get moved, I would say, is Chris Middleton from Milwaukee. I think look at that Milwaukee team this year.
What about the 10-year trade speculation for Miles Turner? He's been that's
Hey.
been a rumor for like years.
Yeah, he's
And
not,
guess
I don't-
what?
Hmm.
Listen to bold takes later. Or hot takes later.
He's not going to get
What?
traded.
No, just kidding.
I
I
don't.
said
The
bold
Pacers
takes.
are in
You
the
bring
middle.
Miles
they love
Turner
him.
for
And
Pa-
the-
the
That's not a hot take.
The
That's not a hot
Pacers
take
are
at
in the
all.
middle of a playoff run right now.
Yeah.
They're
They
like
are.
26-20. They beat the Pistons last night. Like they're.
they have
Indiana
Pascal
loves him.
Siakam.
Indiana loves Miles
Yeah.
Turner.
They have Pascal.
Tell you what,
He's a
the
dog,
The
dude.
Pistons
He's a
Pacers
dog.
rivalry is back. These
good.
two
It's
teams
good.
hate each other.
Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart's throwing dudes to the
Malice
ground.
at the Palace.
You got. There's gonna be another one. I'm telling you, because the rivalry's sparked up and back. Man, these head coaches don't like each other. You got JB Bickerstaff talking trash about the Pacers. You got Rick Carlisle calling the Pistons a bunch of dirty scumbags. He didn't say exactly like that, but he said they're a bunch of dirty players. So yeah, we're gonna have a Malice at the Palace some point soon. Except
gonna
it'll be
start
the
it?
Malice at Caesars.
Actually, I have an actual hot take of who's going to start that for you guys later on in our hot takes.
Sar Thompson.
But I feel like if you look at Milwaukee and Chris Middleton, look at that Milwaukee team. The only Giannis is the only reason why they're fourth in the East right now. If Chris Middleton, I remember
love for Dame?
I remember a few years ago, no love for Dame. He hasn't played all that great for most of the season.
He's getting old.
Chris Middleton, I remember a couple years ago when everyone was like, is he actually the one in Milwaukee? You remember that talk? Is Chris Middleton actually the one?
Yep.
He's getting older, of course. He's been injured this season. That's a guy, realistically, and that's a fit I could see Jimmy Butler going to for Chris Middleton. I think that would make more sense than a Bradley Beal move.
Jimmy and Giannis that'd be a tough duo.
Deadly, yeah.
Deadly forward duo.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. And then Dame at the top. Dame hasn't been playing all that well, but Dame can still make some shots. So Milwaukee hasn't been the Bucks team from past though. But hey, they won the tournament. The tournament champions or whatever.
They did win the
in-season
tournament. Hey, at least the Cavs blew out my Heat last night by 20. So the Cavs are balling right now, and they deserve a lot more respect across all of media. They deserve to be more primetime games, more actually televised. TNT, ESPN.
We don't need to see the Lakers for the 40th time.
In my opinion, Cavs are the best team in the league right now. That's just my opinion.
They've been playing the best.
That could be a hot take if you wanted it to be, but it's not.
It's not
because
a hot
they're
take.
good.
No.
So that's my opinion.
I think the only reason is maybe come playoff time, would they keep it going? I think that's the real
Yeah.
question.
Are they going to pull a Thunder from last year to where
Yes.
they're going to get out in the second round?
Mm-hmm.
Which the Thunder are balling out as well, as the Thunder and the Cavs are the two best teams in basketball. I don't know. I still think Boston's the best team in the East. I think Boston's kind of just like playing with their food right now. And then once it gets playoff time, Jason Tatum,
They'll just start shooting
Jaylen
63s
Brown.
instead of 53s again.
And hey, when they're knocking down their threes, they're unstoppable. But when they're not, they are stoppable. They just shoot a ton of threes, but
It's literally a shoot around for them when they play. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to All-Star Weekend, but Mac McClung is back in the dunk contest to try and get a three-peat.
Talking about three-peats.
We're talking about three-peats.
Shout
This
out
is the real
shout out
three-peat.
Mac
This is the real-
McClung,
this
that
is what-
TikTok
yeah.
I did last year.
Yes.
Of Mac McClung and saying who
G
cares?
League legend.
Who cares about Mac McClung, some dude from the G League?
Dude, it's just a joke.
It is a joke.
It is a
All-Star
joke.
I don't
Week's a
need G
joke.
League players in the All-Star game.
All-Star Weekend.
There's a reason why they're in the G League. They suck. Cool, they can dunk. Why don't we
They
get some
suck.
actual NBA
They,
players?
Bro.
they
It sucks.
Bro,
wow.
They're in
Get
the
actual
G League.
NBA
It's
players.
rec league compared to.
Yeah, exactly.
it's rec
you got
league.
dudes like Killian Hayes shooting, getting 20 points.
Yeah.
And
It also goes
you
to
not
show
see-
how hard professional basketball actually is.
you didn't like that.
I don't agree.
Who's
with
that one they have
I
that
don't agree.
documentary
I
I
of
should
the
say
worst player
talent-
going up
talent-wise.
against like
Talent. It's just basketball is a hard game, and it's hard to get into.
The
until you get me on the
dude,
court, I'm trouble.
The G League's fire. I won't lie.
The G League,
'Cause
honestly,
you have-
is
you
fire.
get matchups like I just saw you said Drew Timmy was going up against Frank Kaminsky the other day.
That's like
it's
college. It's
But
like
that's just
you know-
college
I'm not-
basketball.
I'm not-
No,
but
but
it,
that's-
feels, but it feels good though.
But it's
it feels
cool.
fun to watch.
It's
It's
cool.
still that
If
they're
I-
still playing.
I'd rather watch
different.
college basketball than the NBA. College basketball is so much better than the NBA.
College basketball has been
so
really
What
good.
happened with
and
Iowa State, man?
Iowa
Dude,
State.
it's just
Caleb
Dude, it's-
Love from half court.
It's one loss. Now that equals what? 3? Okay, we've lost to 3 respectable teams. Arizona's usually a good program.
Yep.
West Virginia's a good program. And we lost to the number 1 team in the country. I'm not worried. If you think I'm sitting here worried at the end of the night, okay, half court shot, I'm gonna get heated right now because you just kind of
See, that would make me
ostracized
mad because the team would lose because of the half court. They had the game won.
If you're gonna lose, you might as well go to overtime in that fashion by an insane half
And get
court
blown
shot.
out?
Yeah, we were 17 for 34 at the 3-point shot. Yeah, we missed a lot of big shots, but you know what? It's okay because it was Arizona and the Pacific time zone, Mountain time. Who knows? It's not
Pacific
Central
time
time like our Iowan boys are used to because the stupid realignment. So you know what? It's okay. I'll take 3 losses. We're gonna be fine. We won't drop down.
That's
to
why
probably
he
four.
was late. That's why he was late because
You're
it's
still mad over the
because it's
Cyclones?
currently 4:06 p.m. That's why you were
Yeah, and the
late.
Hawkeyes are not doing well basketball wise.
I mean, since Luka Garza left, have they?
That's a very good point.
Shout out Piston.
It's a very good
Luka
point.
Garza. Another G League
Who's
player.
a team that we've watched college basketball this year? We think early projection, maybe they could make a run in March Madness.
Michigan
Okay.
State.
Michigan State is a
Michigan.
great,
You want to know why?
great answer.
Michigan State. You look at their roster; they have no stars. Jordan Adkins is their best player, but the problem is they're so balanced. They're going to go into March Madness the most balanced team in the entire tournament. And this is Tom Izzo's best team since they, in 2017, when they had Jaren Jackson, Miles Bridges,
Cassius.
Cassius Winston. Yeah, this is his best team in years, and I think this is the Michigan State team that can make a Final Four. I really do believe in this Michigan State team. I think they're going to be a 1 seed. Although the SEC, it's really hard to overtake Auburn and Alabama right now. Even Houston. Iowa State is a projected 1 or 2 seed. It's very competitive at the top right now. But to me, it's got to be the Spartans. And good for Tom Izzo. It's been a few years since they've had a team that could actually make a run. I think 2020 they could have made a run with Cassius Winston's last year, but it got canceled due to COVID. But I really believe in the Spartans team. I think they got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of guys averaging 8-9 points a game. They don't shoot a ton of threes, but they play the game of basketball very well. They're balanced offensively, and while they don't have any stars, you don't need to have stars as long as you have balanced offensive scoring. And they have a great defense. Spartans have great defense.
I really like that take. I'm a big fan of Spartans basketball, and that's a phenomenal take. But I have two kind of teams that I feel are slept on, but fairly decent. I think they can make a run. So they're going to win the Mountain West, and that's Utah State. I think Utah State is actually. I mean, you look at last year; they had a phenomenal team as well. I think Utah State's heavily slept on, and I think that they can make a good run in March. But the team. And this conference just loves to beat up on each other. That's why, you've seen them in and out ranked week by week. And then the SEC is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is so sleepy. Okay, who do they just beat?
They just beat
A&M.
They just beat Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah, they
and
beat
Tennessee.
Kentucky, yeah. So, I think in terms of SEC ball, because like football, the SEC loves to beat up on each other, and they always get overranked. Vanderbilt is legitimately one of the better SEC programs, I believe.
They might have 10 teams in the tournament this year.
They probably
Yeah,
will
they,
have
they,
to.
they,
probably will
they
have
very
10
well could. And
teams.
it disgusts me because I don't think the SEC is the best basketball conference. It just takes beating a couple ranked teams a couple times and eventually.
They have I think they have 10 teams that are actually ranked right now.
Yeah, I think
might- it might be
I
12
think they
or
just
13.
moved
We'll,
up.
we'll hit the
because of-
Google button.
Yeah,
I think
they
it's
moved up.
close to 10.
Mhm.
If it's not 10, it's close.
So I'm taking Utah State and Vanderbilt. Those are my two
I can see
sleepers
that, yeah.
in March.
I love that. It's funny.
What about you, Anthony?
Right after we threw SEC in the trash.
That was for
But
football.
that's
right
for
back.
football. Yeah.
They're right back
Just
in it.
more.
They're running it in the
They've
basketball. realm.
reversed. I don't
Yeah,
know what
they
happened. Like the
reversed.
SEC's
Yeah.
running
They used to be-
college
they used to be
basketball.
terrible at
So
basketball.
basically, what the SEC is going to do, they're going to have all these ranked teams. They're going to beat up on each other. We're going to say, oh, there should be 3 of them in the Final Four,
There's
and then
gonna
they
be none.
lose.
There's gonna be
None by
none.
Sweet 16.
There's going to be none after the first weekend.
Alabama's fraudulent. I think the only incredibly good team in the SEC is Auburn.
Yeah.
They're number 1 for a reason.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean? I think that they're incredible. But
Alabama's so hot and cold.
Alabama is so hot and cold.
Alabama's hot and cold. Tennessee is hot and cold.
You can't trust Tennessee.
I don't trust Florida yet.
No.
I know they've been playing
Florida's good.
well.
Florida's
Florida's good.
Florida's
Florida's
my
good.
team.
Yeah.
Florida's my team.
You believe in the Gators?
I believe in the Gators because anytime the Gators are really good, they seem to always make a far run.
When the Gators are good, they're good.
When they're good, they're great.
Yeah.
Who in your
when
opinion
they're
has had the most disappointing year? For
UConn.
me, UConn is one. Yeah, because back to back, and they're ranked 25th.
I have
Yeah.
found the number. It is 9 teams in the top 25.
Yeah, but did you just look at the article
For
that came out
SEC?
today?
Yeah.
For
Read the
SEC,
article that came
okay.
out today, and there's like 11.
So I was close. That was one off. But yeah,
9
the
SEC teams.
The SEC is going to get all but maybe 3 or 4 teams left out of. They're going to get like 12 teams.
Got breaking news in baseball too.
Well, I want to hear Anthony.
Big
or
What
not?
do you
What
got?
do
Max
you got?
Scherzer
Sleeper
to the
real
Toronto
quick.
Blue Jays.
I don't know if I had a sleeper to be honest.
Oh,
I
that's
would have
funny.
just talked about Auburn to be honest. I mean, last year, which I don't know if we were in the bracket challenge. I was in
Yes.
there with you guys. I don't know if you guys. I had a bracket. I had Auburn winning it all, and I was dead wrong last year. But
Fair.
I
You know what?
I-
maybe this year I'll put them in there again. I'm one of them.
For me, the
it'll
most
pay out.
disappointing team this year, I agree with UConn. I think UConn is another one because you win back to back, and they're not playing well at all right now. They're still going to make the tournament,
Oh yeah.
but they're not playing well at all, and I don't think they make it past the first weekend. North Carolina, Tar Heels have had a terrible year this year.
Yeah.
And they play Duke
What are they,
next.
9 and 13?
They're 13 and
13
9.
and 9.
They're 13 and 9.
We
They're,
got
they
Duke
are
UNC
playing
coming up
terrible.
too.
They're going to get outed by Duke. Cooper Flag
Blooper.
is balling out for him.
Cooper Flag is disgusting.
He is gross.
Disgusting.
I know if Cam was here right now, he would be.
And-
He'd be
non,
all
he'd be having a Cameron rant. Not a
No,
Spencer
no
rant.
Tar Heel or Duke fan exists if you're not in the Carolinas. Just letting you know.
Hey, I got family
They
in
don't
the.
exist.
I got family in the Triangle area.
They don't exist.
So it's all right.
I know you're looking at me, but they don't. There's no such thing as.
I got family in
families
Raleigh.
here in the
I got family in
Carolinas.
Raleigh. I got family that likes the Wolf Pack. So
That's so respectable.
The NC
DJ
State
Burns,
Wolfpack.
baby.
yeah, shout out DJ
Shout out
Burns.
the Wolfpack last year.
Mm-hmm.
He actually called NC State making a run, and I didn't have them. They played Texas Tech, I think, in the first.
Yeah.
I had
round.
NC State in the
I didn't
Elite
think
Eight.
They had a shot, and they
great-
went on
great
a
take.
crazy run, and then they got blown out by Purdue
Which is gonna
in
happen.
the Final Four.
The only
but-
thing I was right about all bracket pretty much was NC State making the Elite Eight. They went to the Final Four.
I got
so.
all of the first round correct last year, and I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back because that was. Thank you. That was
That's a pat
that
for
was
being late.
impeccable. That was the first time I've done it in a minute. So also going back to the year, it was when Baylor won the national championship against who was it?
2021.
Gonzaga.
I think
Gonzaga,
it's
yeah.
Gonzaga.
Yeah. I had those two in the national championship, and I also got the score prediction correct.
No, that's
so
cool.
that was
My best
crazy.
run that I've ever had was a few years ago. I got the Sweet 16 I got the round of 32 and the Sweet 16 all correct.
That's
I picked
that's
all winners.
That's hardcore.
I got 5 or 6 losers in the round of 64, and then I got all right in the next 2 rounds. And because it was a year Auburn upset North Carolina. The first year, I think it was 2019 when Auburn went on that run. Virginia won the national championship.
against Texas Tech.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I chose Virginia versus Texas Tech. My Elite Eight wasn't great, but I picked some winners.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I'm just getting antsy for
I know.
March, dude.
I'm excited for
I'm
March
ready, I'm
Madness.
just
Now
ready.
now that the NFL is meaningless, nobody cares about NFL. The Buckeyes are national champions. You know, college football is over. Michigan is in allegations once again. You love to see it.
just on a random Tuesday.
On
on a random Tuesday. They
send
had
a
to bring it back.
137-page document, but it's nothing, right?
Greg, we have Greg over here shaking his head. He's
Sean
like,
Moore deleting all those texts for. Oh, he was making me mad. I didn't
Michigan
like
fan?
Connor Stallions.
"What you got to say? What you got to say,
Terrible.
Asa? What you got to say about Greg being a Michigan fan?"
And somehow you're a North Carolina fan. It's just despicable.
Wait, in basketball? Oh, geez, he's having a rough year. 8-5 for Michigan, and then North Carolina. Yeah.
Hey, beat Ohio State and Alabama, so arguably the two best teams in all of college
Would you
football
rather?
ever.
So would you rather be Oregon or Ohio State? Would you rather go 13-0 in the regular season,
But have
win
the
Big
most
Ten,
beautiful uniforms you've ever seen.
have the most beautiful uniforms, but then get blown out in the playoffs, or would you rather lose to your biggest rival, and win the national championship? Like for Iowa, you
no.
lose to Iowa State.
you
it's
lose to Iowa
embarrassing.
State and you lose to like
Absolutely
Wisconsin.
embarrassing. The Cyhawk
Minnesota.
Trophy is brought to Ames.
You
and
lose
you
to
are Iowa.
they lose the greatest trophy in college football, the
It's the
Floyd of
greatest
Rosedale.
name. It's
the Floyd of
Floyd
Rosedale is
of
the
Rosedale.
best. You have
well,
a
Iowa's
pig.
biggest is Iowa State, correct? That's their
That-
biggest rivalry.
Yeah.
Or is it
I'd say
Nebraska?
Nebraska now. It's Nebraska now.
So you
because
lose to
of-
Nebraska, but
because
you
of
go on to
Omaha
win the
News.
Natty.
Screw Omaha News. Huh?
So you lose to Nebraska in the last. You don't win. You don't win the Big Ten. You lose to Nebraska, but you go on to win the national championship. Or would you rather go 13-0?
I mean, it's been since 1954 since we've had a natty, so I feel like I'd go natty.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
just kidding. No, there's no but.
At this, because of college
They
football,
don't have
the,
those in Iowa, do
the
they?
game doesn't mean as much as it
What?
used to.
Just- Never mind. Never mind. We'll move past that.
Alrighty.
Back to basketball real quick.
NBA or college?
Still college. Still college.
Yeah, let's talk college.
Let's talk college ball.
College is
Who's a
college-
mid-tier team that you could see making a run? Who's your guys' favorite mid-level team?
Well, me.
Like,
we talking
what do
like
you mean?
non-power 6?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
And not
Let me-
not including
feel like
not including the Power 4, not including the Mountain West.
crazy take.
A one bid league. Basically.
Let's go to the Southland and look at University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. The Vaqueros,
the
men's
Vaqueros.
basketball team. I love UT RGV MBB. I love it. Some of the best you'll ever watch.
Did you know about
No.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi?
Trust
we-
me.
we
We're trying to
actually-
go to that matchup. You know,
We
we're
actually
gonna
no legit. We
Enough for first four.
we looked at
we
tickets.
looked at tickets. Yeah.
How much?
$2,
It was
right?
like it was like $2 to $6.
Oh,
for a game.
jeez.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
Well, I
but you
guess
never
it's a
know.
First four game.
I'm not
That
gonna
would be
lie.
a first four game.
I love my college basketball. I look at the standings every week. Like, so every conference standings, like, I'm gonna get it on the nose.
Those are the Islanders, I think.
Yeah, they are the Islanders. But mid tier, that's a great question. I'm gonna come back to you, Spence.
For me, and I think this dude is gonna get a higher level job. He used to coach at a really high level school. He had some allegations, and no, I'm not talking
St.
about
John's.
I'm
Oh,
not talking about
okay.
Rick Pitino.
Hey,
Big
Big
East.
Big East is power
Although
6. So.
shout
Oh,
out
I'm
to
sorry.
the St. John's Red Storm. They're finally doing good and Rick
Really
Pitino-
good. They're doing
yeah.
really
Rick
good.
Pitino is got that program moving.
They're second, and they're tied for first in the Big East with Marquette
For me,
right now.
it's got to be Will Wade and the McNeese State Cowboys.
Oh,
That's I knew you were gonna say that, dude.
The
I knew the
McNeese
McNeese
State
was gonna come.
Cowboys went.
Just wait till University of
32
Texas Rio Grande Valley beats up. on them.
Oh, is
Same
that gonna be?
conference,
Is that
same
gonna be the
conference.
11?
That's gonna
Is
be-
that gonna be the
That's
11
gonna be
matchup?
Yep.
The 11-11.
that boy.
No,
Conference
McNeese
championship.
is going to be probably a 12 seed. I think they get the 12-5 upset. I love this McNeese State. They have a high scoring offense. They play really solid defense. And Will Wade, he had some allegations at LSU, but he's really built this program into something fun. And this McNeese State, I think they can. I don't think they go on a massive run, but I think they can win a game or two come March.
Were they first round exit last year?
They were.
Or
They lost to
yeah,
Gonzaga.
okay. That's what I thought.
They lost to
Yeah,
Gonzaga.
we'll see.
For me, it's 2 really, because Memphis is in the American, but
They don't count.
why don't they count? This is the best we've ever seen a Penny Hardaway.
I said a
coached
one-bid
Memphis
league.
team.
One big league.
A 1-bid league.
I'm talking like Southland or the Big Sky. or
Fine.
something
Okay,
like
I
that.
got
I was
you.
gonna say Atlantic 10, but that could also be 2 or 3 teams.
All right.
So
I know-
You had Duquesne last year win a game. That'd be fine.
I VCU. I know that they
VCU is a good
VCU.
call.
They're
Get some
16 and
pretty
5
good
right
numbers.
now,
Yep.
and they got 2 studs. Max Schluga, 15 points a game. This other dude, I forget his last name. It's like Bamisili or something like that. He's their leading scorer at almost 17 points a game. VCU, they're dangerous. VCU and George Mason are atop the Atlantic 10 right now. You're talking 2 teams that have made the Final Four in their past. George Mason has an 11 seed. Actually, both has an 11 seed, I think. No, VCU. I can't remember when Shaka Smart and VCU, what their seeding was, but VCU is looking really good right now. Probably the best team they've had in the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. And I think the Rams are gonna make a surprise run. I think they're gonna make it, and I think they're gonna Sweet 16 at least, maybe.
This conference is very near and dear to my heart, so we're gonna go Missouri Valley. We're gonna take a look at the Drake Bulldogs in Des Moines.
Shout out Drake.
And I know that
Drake.
their old head coach is now the head coach at West Virginia,
Yes, he is.
and it's just a good program.
DeVries.
Yeah, DeVries. Yeah, in and out, year in and out, man. It's just like that's a solid contender for the Missouri Valley. And new coach Ben McCollum, he's got those boys going. I mean, they just moved up to the top of the Missouri Valley, and I think they're just going to keep on rolling. I mean, that's a good conference.
Yeah.
That's a good basketball conference. You know, Valpo, Northern Iowa, you know, Illinois State. Like that's a solid.
Shout out TJ
Basketball
Farokamanish.
Old Central Catholic.
Old Central guy,
Where's,
Chico Johnson.
Chico Johnson.
He's currently
He's no longer-
he's at SC Upstate now.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at projections of the 68 team bracket. Right now, if you guys want to go to the first 4, I would definitely go to this. So they have the first 4, Texas versus UCF in the 12 matchup, Ohio State versus North Carolina in the 11, and then the 16 would be, teams that no one really cares about, but Omaha, Long Island, Morehead State, and American.
Morehead State's decent.
Morehead State's the best team you listed there.
Well, there are 16.
I got,
16s can do it.
I told
16s
you,
can do it.
I told you guys I got first round tickets in Cleveland.
I would.
No,
I'm
pretty stick, and then we put in.
It's
that
in
request
Det-
for-
the fi- the final.
We're
four's in
hopefully
Detroit in a
we're
few
hopefully courtside for it. You know, courtside to watch North
Toledo.
Carolina not even make
And
the
so, real quick,
64
before-
teams.
before
North
we move
Carolina versus
on-
Toledo.
Before we move on to a real sport, baseball, because we said we were going to have a baseball segment. Now
I
the
haven't
race
even
is here.
paid attention to the baseball.
Nah,
This
Nothing?
season, not this year. No.
You're
No,
a
it's
baseball
off-season.
guy though,
I'm a
man.
baseball guy, but the college basketball's been. You gotta wait till after March, and then I'll really start.
Who's one of the top teams you think is going to be a first weekend exit? One of the top teams, a 1 or a 2 seed.
I would have to go with Kansas, although I like Kansas a lot. I like Bill Self. He's one of the best coaches, and he's probably the best coach currently in college basketball. I would say. I don't know. There's
UConn's
just
coach.
well,
With Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley, he's up there, but UConn's had a fall off. They're 25th in the country right now. They've lost 6 games. Big East right now is Marquette's and St. John's to lose. Villanova, seeding wise, is up there. You've got other guys in the Big East that are ahead of UConn. Xavier has won both games head to head against UConn this season. Dante Maddox, former Toledo Rocket, those have been his 2 best games, I think. Every time he's played UConn, he's dropped 15, 20 points against them. So
Shout out Xavier. They need to win a few more games, but they could make a tournament. They could make the tournament. They just need a few more wins.
But I would go with Kansas. You know, there's always like one blue blood that makes it every year that seems to just never get past the round of 32. And I don't know. I just feel like Kansas. Something's just calling the Jayhawks this time.
For me, they're a projected 2 seed in the ESPN bracket. They're coming off one of the best years they've ever had, as a school, and they are so up and down. They are very up and down. They lost to Ohio State at home, and then they obliterated Michigan at home. They're so hot and cold, and when it comes to March, Purdue finds a way to lose. And I know they made it all the way last year, but they don't have Zach Edey. They got another 7-foot dude there in Purdue, like they always do. But I don't have a lot of trust right now in the Boilermakers. They maybe win a game in March Madness. I don't think they're projected 2 seed. I think they lose the 7-10 matchup. I don't like what I see out of Purdue right now, and they're not getting a ton of offense from Fletcher Lawyer. So
Asa or Anthony.
I don't have anything, to be honest.
just
No.
say
I'm
Duke.
good.
Just say
Yeah,
Duke.
I know. I was
Duke.
gonna say it, but
Just
I don't
make
know.
Cameron mad. Duke will do
Duke.
what Duke
If,
does.
if
They
Cameron was
lose.
here, yeah.
Asa's, Bama.
Don't trust him.
Nate Oates. You don't trust Nate Oates?
No.
Is
Nope.
Alabama
Marcus
out of
Sasser.
all the SEC teams? I know you said you were really high in Auburn. You think Alabama
Marcus
is the
Peters.
one to fall first?
Guaranteed.
One of the top seeds, I should say.
Guaranteed. Without a doubt.
Not a fan
It's
of
gonna be
Mark. Not a
Alabama.
fan of Ohio Bobcat legend Mark Sears, huh?
No. I can tell you right now that if there's gonna be 1 or 2 that goes down early.
Tennessee, I think, is a likely one.
Tennessee
Tennessee's
does
not
every
gonna
year.
be a 1 or 2 though.
Tennessee,
They're not gonna be a 1 or 2.
they're going to be a high seed. They're going
Yeah,
to
they'll be high.
they're 17-4, 17-3 right now. They're going to be a top seed. They're going to be a 1 or 2, maybe a 3.
Tennessee would be up there. I don't know, man. Ugh. The SEC, any SEC team other than Auburn could make a huge run or just fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in those kind of conferences. I mean, it's happened in the Big Ten for years. It's happened in the Big 12 in recent years. Like, look at Auburn. Like, not Auburn. Baylor. Like, they won a
Baylor's-
national championship and they've just been.
Baylor's fallen off a cliff.
Mhm.
So was UConn, though.
So is-
They
I
won
mean-
back-to-back natties. They
I
are
mean,
terrible.
Not
this year.
yet.
There's-
You got to give it a year or 2 before you can.
Yeah,
say that.
no.
You know
and-
who's one school though? Really, the last few years I felt has truly kind of disappointed, and they've always been. I feel like always a consistent top
UNC.
4 team, a top 4 team,
Wisconsin.
a consistent team who's like 1 or 2 seeded and just seems to fall on their faces. Houston.
Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, but I think Houston is. I mean, they're going to be a top seed this year.
Yes, they're always a
No,
top
but
3
The problem
seed.
is,
Houston are regular season dogs.
I don't have
Yes.
any faith in them.
They're like
winning.
Gonzaga.
I don't have.
regular
I don't
season
have any
dogs.
faith in them winning March Madness. I don't have any faith in them winning the championship.
Yeah.
I think if they played Auburn, they'd lose. I think if they played Iowa State, they'd lose. I'm really high in the Cyclones. I know they lost to.
I think would beat
Arizona.
them this
you'll
year
lose
again?
a couple. You'll lose.
Iowa
like,
State
conference
is
games.
a team that I could see winning the whole thing.
I mean, look at last year. We beat Houston 3 times.
you blew them out in
Yeah,
the
in the
the
championship,
conference championship.
So
Michigan could be a surprise.
Michigan's
I
decent.
think
We'll
Michigan's
see.
good.
We'll
I don't
see.
know.
I think
Danny Wolf and
Yeah.
Vlad Golden they're good,
Anthony,
but
are you a
they
Michigan
don't
guy?
have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Okay.
they don't have good guard play, right?
right. Well, Trey Donaldson.
Trey Donaldson.
But yeah,
They don't have
Yeah.
great guard play, and Michigan is another one of those hot and cold teams.
it's one of those teams where like
But they'll be a 5 seed.
you don't know. Like
They'll be a 5 or a 6 seed. I would
to
think.
go far in the tournament, you got to be pretty versatile, and like you were saying, that's where like Michigan State's a good one. Like we were talking about that.
They're
So
just balanced.
yeah, I don't know that Michigan has the balance yet. So I mean, we're getting there.
Hey,
We're getting there.
Dusty's doing his
But yeah,
thing,
it's
though.
it's for
Dusty
sure
is.
like awesome turnaround. But
He's done wonders for that program, turning it around. Because Michigan was last year, I felt like was just it wasn't going to continue like that. Michigan's a program that's always been good consistently with basketball, and I think Dusty May is going to do a good job there, and he's done a really good job recruiting so far as well. Yeah.
Before we get into our next segment, gotta clean the palate a little bit. Shout out B&B Water. Again, you have to shout out B&B
Okay.
Water. And you should subscribe on YouTube. You should hit the push notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos. You should like and subscribe and go follow on the socials. And you can also watch us on Spotify. You can also listen on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and more. Well, gentlemen, it's a segment that we love near and dear to our heart. We haven't done it here recently, and we don't this time have any.
The Michigan mid-off.
We should bring back the Michigan mid-off. Now that we have another Michigan fan on panel, we should bring back the
Andrew and
Michigan mid-off.
Anthony.
Andrew and Anthony would
get
feed
Andrew on here,
families.
that'd be fun.
But it's hot takes, all right? We're doing hot takes. We don't have no graphic either, which is sad. We gotta. I
Should
gotta.
I
I
go
gotta.
get the.
We have.
Should
we
go
had
get
the
Should I get the
graphic.
spices?
Oh, you should. You should, because actually, we do have 3 hot takes this time, though. I want you to know.
No water.
No water. Asa
No
has a
B&B
surprise.
water.
I do want to say Asa has a
be
little
right
bit of a
back.
surprise for us for our hot take segment.
And next segment will be even hotter.
But for us, we have to do 3 hot takes. Not just 1, not 2. 3 hot takes. All right? And it doesn't need to be sports. It can be anything. Shout out Christian and our air fryers. You know?
What's he
Spencer?
got there?
Spencer, get ready. He's got our little special treat here. If
Corn.
Alrighty.
it's not
Corn.
it's not corn. He should have brought corn. I was hoping you brought corn today, by the way, from
So-
your corn maze.
Yeah, I
but you
should have.
didn't.
So what I got for you is something I kind of conjured up last minute. And I thought we could make it even hotter next time. This is just, we're getting back into it, so we're not going to go crazy off the bat. I have raw cinnamon sticks. And yes, they are edible. You can
Yes.
eat them.
Yes.
And it will not only be a little spicy in the back of your throat, but it'll get the nose running. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the great concept that we're gonna do. We're
Cinnamon
actually
sticks.
we're actually all gonna chew on these while we do our hot takes.
Really?
Yes.
I
So-
can't do that.
Why not?
I'm allergic to cinnamon.
Oh,
You really?
Oh dang!
Okay, well,
are you
we're
airborne
not,
allergic?
All right.
we're not doing
no,
this, I
I, just,
guess.
I can't eat, I can have things with very very little cinnamon.
Well, this is like the most cinnamon you'll ever gonna
Yeah,
get.
no, I
so
can't eat
let's actually just see what happens to Spencer. So.
Yeah. Let's see if. let's.
Spencer, if I knew you were alert, you should have said something.
Well,
man.
you didn't say anything about doing cinnamon.
Well, I didn't know. It was a surprise.
It's already. It's
already here, so-
written.
Let's get
Anthony?
Anthony.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's close that.
They're
bag
really
up.
aromatic. Is that the right word?
They're very aromatic.
Aromatic. What is
Sorry, Spence. Didn't know about this beforehand.
it? Yeah. Well, Spencer, your
Spencer,
hot takes. You're gonna have cold takes.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Spencer.
very cold takes today. So, Spencer,
They're crunchy too.
they're very crunchy.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
Cinnamon sticks.
Cinnamon Sticks are not a sponsor of the Ball and Beats podcast.
Took 'em
However,
from my roommate, by the way. Didn't let him know. So
oh, there we go.
sorry.
He just has cinnamon sticks lying
Yeah,
around.
yeah, he's a great cook.
We
He
love-
uses
we love-
stuff all the time.
yeah.
So.
Shout out our cinnamon sticks. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with Spencer since obviously he can't chew on no cinnamon stick. Spencer, your 3 hot takes.
I'm already chewing.
Okay, so why don't we just do one apiece? Because I got to think of 2 otherwise.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, fine.
That's hot.
That is hot.
Is it? If
Yeah,
If you're
dude,
chewing-
you
chew
get a
into it?
bite. You get a bite in it. And
Chew
it's like it's kind of spicy. It's good, but it's spicy. Like surprisingly, it's decent. you
It's
know?
actually good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let me see that.
But it's hot.
So let me see.
He wants to have one now.
I kind of do.
Spencer, you're allergic.
Spencer,
Don't
you
do
are
Not
allergic.
super allergic.
it. Spencer,
No,
don't
this
do
would
it
be
if you're
like-
allergic.
We do not have EMT on standby. So,
It's hot.
all right, your one cold take.
You're a little red already, buddy.
I don't know.
Okay,
Irish in me.
so this is a very
like
hot.
chewing a
This is a
piece of
very
wood.
hot take. This player has still got a lot of future left and a lot more Super Bowls to win. Patrick Mahomes. Everybody knows him. Everybody hates him, but he wins. He wins a lot, and does he perform at the highest level in the playoffs. Right now, if I had to rank players of all time, Patrick Mahomes would be number one.
That is a hot take.
I'm putting Mahomes over Brady. And let me tell you why.
Better than Alex Smith.
And a guy that he took over for. Mahomes has had better stats than Brady the first 7-8 years. Mahomes has cleared Brady in every single stat. Passing yards, rushing yards, wins, less interceptions, more touchdowns than by like 65 or 70. Patrick Mahomes is the most special player we will ever see, and all he does is win. He has 3 Super Bowls. He might win his 4th in a few weeks, and he is not 30 years old. He's still got a few more left in him. He might. I don't know if he might not get the. He might not get the 7 like Brady. But in terms of talent alone in a player, if you're telling me I can either have prime Patrick Mahomes or prime Tom Brady, I'm taking prime Patrick Mahomes.
It's eating up.
It's heating up a little bit.
It's like chewing a piece of wood, but it's not bad. That's a hot
It's a
take.
good, that is a hot take, and I like that.
I got a
Good way
hot
to
take.
start it off.
I got a hot take. Okay. My hot
Very,
take-
very aromatic.
Yeah, it smells good,
I love the smell of it.
but it's hot. Okay. All right, my hot take. You ready? Bill Belichick will never make a college football playoff. He will never take North Carolina to a college football playoff.
That is the coldest take I've ever heard in my life. Are you Alan?
Are you Alan?
Alan would come up with
Alan
the
would be
worst
like-
hot takes.
Are you?
That's a
Alan?
hot take.
Shout out Alan.
Alan would be like, LeBron James will go down as
Yeah,
one of the greatest NBA players of all time.
What, y'all don't think he'll make the you guys think he won't make the college football playoff?
No, we do think he won't. Is what we're saying.
North Carolina doesn't have
We
any
fully
talent.
agree with you. We fully
It's
agree.
like chewing mulch, okay?
Yeah, this is. It's not good.
But it's hot.
It's not good.
That's
What
all
do
I
you
can
mean it's
think
not
of.
good? It's
not-
delicious.
No.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want to know the original idea,
It's
which
in my
it might be
ears,
for
man.
next
It's in
week.
my ears.
What was the original idea?
We're not saying that.
That'll be our next one.
That'll be our next one. Our next hot takes.
You going to get another thing that I'm allergic to?
Oh my
Anthony.
gosh, dude, it's hot.
Anthony, please tell me an actual hot take. Nothing that we already believe in.
Oh, I just came up with this one. We'll stay on sports for a second. The Jalen Hurts picture that's been going around. You know what I'm talking about? This with the cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's that tough. I'm gonna say no, and hold on. That's not it. That's not it, though. That's not it. That's not the rest. That's not the
Not
rest.
tough.
That's not
Right.
it. If we're
All
talking
right.
about toughest, well, maybe that's not a hot take then. Maybe that's not a hot take.
Man,
Yeah, never
That
mind.
was
never
cold.
Mind, never mind. Never mind.
Logan, what's your hot take? You should take another, but you
Yeah,
should,
my bad,
you should
my
have
bad,
another one
my
of
bad.
those. Do you know what you both should for having cold takes?
Bro, I'm already like almost done. I got like a quarter left.
My hot take.
How's that cinnamon stick?
It's very cinnamony. It's very cinnamony.
Remember the cinnamon challenge?
I do remember the cinnamon challenge. Never was a participant, but I kind of feel like one right now. So my hot take.
It'll get you in your ears if you're not careful.
We're going to look at a team in the AFC West. That's not the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay? We're going to look at the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. All right?
Bono.
In the next 5 seasons, Bo Nix will, 1, win a MVP, and 2, play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is a hot take.
That is.
That is a hot take. You know how much I hate Bo Nix, bro.
That's not a hot take. That's a. I can't say that. That's
It's not a good take.
I don't know, Jim. Bo Nix, he's in a division with Patrick Mahomes.
And that's why we call them hot takes.
Fair enough.
Because they're hot takes, but you have to believe it. And look at how Bo Nix played, realistically. He was arguably, I mean, I'd make the argument Caleb Williams was the worst rookie quarterback this season.
Oh
I got a hot take now.
no, dude.
He was. Skill-wise, yes, Caleb Williams probably is the most skillful one. But I think the way he played, look at how Bo Nix played. Look at how Jaden Daniels played. Drake May, he had the worst situation.
Okay.
Caleb Williams had all this talent. And, guess what? Oh, he didn't have enough around him.
I got my
thought
oth-
they said the same thing
I
about
got
Justin
my other
Fields all
two
the
hot
time and Mitch
takes.
Trubisky.
I got my.
Maybe
other
it's
two
just a
hot
Chicago thing.
takes. All right.
All right, Spencer.
I'll just say my next two. I'll go with one that I don't think is as hot as the other one. The Dallas Cowboys not only are stupid.
That's the coldest take I've ever heard.
No, it's not. Dallas won't make the playoffs for the next 5 years. They ain't doing it. Philly owns that division. They're not going anywhere. Washington, very, very good, up and coming with Jane Daniels. And while the Giants are not smart at all, they're very stupid, giving away Xavier McKinney and Saquon Barkley and stuff. It smells great.
You don't want to eat bark, bro?
It's literal mulch.
It is.
If there's
Cinnamon flavored mulch. You didn't know?
Yeah. Oh, I know. You're gonna get something I'm allergic to next week too?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, probably, yeah, now that we think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What the original plan was, yeah.
The original plan
you'll
is
be fine.
disgusting.
I'm not like badly allergic to cinnamon. It's just
Just don't do it, Spencer. You know yourself.
You know you're true.
Oh, okay. Here's my other one.
No, we're going in a row. My turn, buddy.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Speaking of cinnamon, sticking on this topic of cinnamon. Okay. The most overrated cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh.
Overrated.
You are
It's too sweet.
So wrong.
It is too sweet, and the milk afterwards is not good because.
What's the best cereal?
He's
Well,
so
you're
wrong.
allergic
allergic to cinnamon, so you can even eat it, bro.
I can have cinnamon toast crunch.
That's
So you're not allergic to. He's not allergic to cinnamon. Eat that thing.
No, I can't. There's not a. It's cereal. I can't eat a literal thing of cinnamon,
okay.
but a little bit's fine.
So Cinnamon
All
Toast
right.
Crunch.
There you go.
Cinnamon
the
Toast
opposite
Crunch.
end.
I'm telling you what, the milk afterwards, I don't like
not
it
really
because
good.
it's like, it's thick because of all the sugar and all the cinnamon on it, and it's just overrated. That's crap.
Get close to the mic. This is ASMR.
It's not good. It's not good anymore.
Anthony, your
Let's do the
second.
It's
first
just
one.
not good. Well, I definitely didn't really have a first one, but we'll
Not
say,
tough.
yeah, allergic to hot takes over here. No, I was gonna, since we're comm majors, this has came up in some classes. I've heard people don't like to talk on the phone, so I'm gonna say, talking on the phone is superior to a text message.
I fully agree.
That's a
Hot
good
take.
take.
Good
It's a
take.
good take.
Good take. That's
But
not
is it,
hot.
is it a hot take though?
Is it a hot take?
It's mild. It's heating up.
I'll
I'm
say
getting
it's a
there. I'm getting
lukewarm
there.
take.
I'm getting there.
For some people.
For Gen Z,
I'm getting there.
That's
For
a hot
us,
take.
for like
Yeah.
people my age, kids in class, like
Yeah.
we have to reach out in media writing, like to people, and like
Uh-huh.
they're like freaking out about having to call people. And I'm like, I don't really.
Ball beats vitamin.
I'd rather just call.
That is Ball and
So-
Beats Vitamin Water. Vitamin Water is not sponsored, by the way, of the Ball and Beats podcast. However, if they want to, they can reach out
I'm done eating
at
this mulch,
ballandbeatspod@gmail.com.
man. It's hot.
All right, Logan.
My second hot take.
The aftertaste isn't good either. I'm sorry. I just keep talking about this.
My second hot take is gonna deal with the Cleveland Browns.
Uh-oh. They're going to. They're being relocated
You
to
know,
China.
they'd probably play a lot better. You know, the draft's coming up and everything, and everyone's debating on what the future of Cleveland Browns
Will Howard
football
too.
is. Who's the quarterback? My bold take is the Browns do not draft a quarterback in the first round. They do draft a quarterback in the third or fourth round, and it will be Will Howard out of Ohio
Really?
State. Yeah. I think Cleveland in the first round is going to draft Abdul Carter
It's a good choice.
to
Or
be
Mason
opposite of
Graham.
Myles Garrett, and they're going to sign a quarterback in free agency or trade for one and draft another one in the third or fourth round to be more depth that they believe
Do
in.
you want Will Howard to be your future quarterback, and do you think he can succeed in the NFL?
I mean, anyone can succeed in the NFL depending on their situation. Do I think Will Howard is going to be put in a great situation?
No.
No. Is he going to start week 1? No. They're going to have Kirk Cousins, or they're going to have J.J. McCarthy, or they're going to have a quarterback like that. Who's going to be the starter? But they're going to draft Will Howard. I don't know. It just feels like Cleveland. He feels like a fit in a Kevin Stefanski offense, you know?
My last one is my hottest take. And this one absolutely hurts me to say. I hate saying this, but I actually kind of believe it. The Chicago Bears will win a Super Bowl in the next 3 seasons. One time
Love this guy.
in the next 3 seasons.
Love this guy.
One time.
That's a hot
we
take,
we,
but I
we,
love
ha-
it.
we had a reaction off the side
I-
that was, you are absolutely insane.
Not
And
on-
you are
not
insane.
on- not
You are
only-
insane. That is
I
a
love
hot
it.
take.
There you go.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a great take.
Think
It
about it.
passed,
Think
it
about it. They were they had a terrible coaching staff last year. Matt Eberflus is brain dead.
He's also the defensive coordinator now of the Dallas Cowboys.
But brain dead. But if you really think about it, the Bears have all the pieces they need on offense except the line. They just need
Yeah.
they need to get them offensive line pieces. And on the defensive side, Jalen Johnson's a
they've got
great
a
corner.
defense.
Jaquan Brisker's a good corner. Tremaine Edwards. I mean, they have good pieces on defense. I'm not saying next year, but you bring in Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson's going to take the Bears offense to a whole new level. He really is. Caleb Williams is going to have. I mean, he had a solid rookie year last year. He only threw 5 interceptions. And I don't know why, but I think the Bears are going to win a Super Bowl soon. And I don't want them to. I'm going to start doing it on you.
All right.
Pow!
You ready? You ready for my last take? By the end of his career, Cooper DeJean will be the best cornerback in NFL history.
Why is that?
Well, why is that, Asa?
Dog. Are you sure that's why?
Is it because he's a dog?
Yup. No other reason.
All right.
The Iowa boys are built different.
They are built different.
Dogs.
Yeah. I feel like Quinyon Mitchell might have something to say about that, though.
He might, yeah, I was going to say. Because Darius Slay's gone after this year. Anthony?
I'm gonna say.
You don't come up with something, you got to eat another steak.
I know. I got a little bit left here. Got a little bit left.
You got you got 10 seconds.
We're done.
A lot of people don't like remakes of popular movies, or I'll even rope in live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
It's
That
actually
is a hot
better.
It's
It's
actually a
actually
good thing.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
That's a
think,
hot
you think the
take.
sequels
Okay.
are better than the original?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
the
sequels.
remake,
the
like-
remakes. The
like-
remakes could be better.
Yeah, that's a terrible
I
take.
couldn't give
That's
you an
a hot
example,
take,
but
man.
they could be better.
That's a hot take. That's a good take.
Not gonna agree with that
It depends on what it is. I actually,
depends, yeah.
I'll say this in some way. I kind of agree because it depends on what movie it is.
Yeah.
Name it
Or
and
what-
give an example.
Mm.
It's your hot take. It looks
Crickets. Crickets.
Crickets, I
It's
know.
crickets.
Tumbleweeds. You know,
No,
while he's
I'll think
thinking,
about
by
it,
the
I'll
way,
think
you
about it, I'll
guys
think about
should
it.
like, subscribe, hit the push notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos. Episode 126 is going to be an absolute banger of an episode, by the way. So
Why is that?
why is that? They got to watch. They got to watch. They got
Oh.
to make sure. You know,
a
we may
little
have some.
cliffhanger next week.
We may have some more segments coming back this way.
Uh-oh.
You know,
We getting a trivia segment next week?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We may get the Michigan mid off. We may get.
I got plenty.
We
of
may not
questions.
even be here in the TV studio. We may be on the moon.
Shoot. You gonna
Anthony, have you thought of one?
I can't even.
So it wasn't even a hot take.
No,
you just
it
said
is a hot
something.
take though. It is a hot take.
It's a hot take,
It's a
but
hot
he didn't
take.
back it up.
It is a hot take though.
You ain't back it
All
up.
right, go Logan.
All right. Well, before I do, got to get my one final sip of the B&B water before we head
Nope.
on out as well.
Are you gonna finish your piece of mulch?
No brand affiliation.
I will not finish my piece of mulch because it
It's
deserves
just
to
not
be in the
good.
ground. It's not good.
It's just not good.
My-
The first bite is okay, and then you're like, why am I eating?
You
Why
shouldn't
am
be
I
eating
eating
it.
sticks?
Honestly, don't eat it. Just suck it. Anyway,
Giggity.
Sorry.
college football next season, right? I know that there's this one guy and this one team that just seems to never get over the hump. But
Oh,
for some
don't.
reason, they're just
No.
bringing everybody back.
No.
And you know what?
Don't.
I've been a little higher on this team, unlike a lot of other folks have over the course of time. And I know what I just predicted recently. But guess what? The Penn State Nittany Lions are going to win the national championship next season, returning all their pieces. I'm not saying Drew Aller's the reason. He won't be the reason. It'll be that defense, and it'll be that duo running back with Katron Allen, Nick Singleton.
Cool.
They're coming back.
They're running back the same team that lost to Ohio State and lost to Oregon and lost to Notre Dame. Cool. They're losing their best player overall. Cool. I'm not going to get into an argument. It's a hot take. So
Penn State's winning the national championship, folks. Soak that in. We're going to have back-to-back-to-back Big Ten national championships. 3 straight.
if there's going to be a Big
Not
Ten,
if Maryland has anything to say.
if there's a Big Ten team
Maryland's
that's going
got
to
it.
win next year, it's going to be Purdue. I'm
Rutgers.
feeling the Boilermakers.
I'm feeling the Scarlet Knights. Besides that,
Terrapins,
What
baby.
about Big Ten legend UCLA Bruins?
I can't wait to watch UCLA take on Oklahoma in a Big Ten SEC semifinal next season
And at the Rose Bowl.
at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be a home game for UCLA.
Well, gentlemen,
Did he give his last hot take?
Yeah, I gave 3.
Okay.
you need 4. You were late.
Yep.
Oh man. All right,
I got another one.
let's get one more. Let's get one more real quick. Like, love seat. Like no, I'm sorry. Take it back.
Wait.
A recliner is better than a sofa.
Yeah.
Why chill
That's
with all
not-
the homies when you can
that's-
just recline yourself?
I take a recliner any day.
To
Asa,
sleep on too.
Asa, you are Alan. It's all right. You are Alan.
All right.
You are Alan at Hot Takes. Shout out Alan. We're gonna have you back on for another Hot Take segment, simply because I just miss hearing Steve Sarkisian is gonna be on the hot seat.
Al will just come out here and say the OKC Thunder are going to be good this year. Oh, gee, thanks, Al.
I'll be back in that audio room screaming. I'll be like, what is he saying? All right, but I'm the new Alan. All right,
You're the new Alan for Hot Takes.
I'll take it.
And you know what? I think that's a good spot to wrap up this episode. Episode
I'll save my other hot
125
take for next week.
in the books. More segments to come next week. Super Bowl predictions next week as well. And yeah,
We are
Yes.
on to baseball.
we are on to baseball. And
Football's
maybe
irrelevant now.
next week I may tell you I may switch my affiliation for baseball as well.
Oh.
May happen.
Uh-oh.
May happen.
He don't want to be a fan of the Hung Sung Kim Tampa Bay Rays.
We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Peace out. We love you.
Love you.
Let's go. Tip of the cap.